You know something? I bet you in 18 years I've never opened it. Didn't you see? That's so I said we should try out. A new one. Here's some more of the
Good evening. We'll call the Common Council back to order. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll to determine a quorum.
Alderperson Lysick.
Here.
May.
Here.
Probst.
Here.
Reinke.
Aye. Oh, here. I'm sorry.
Rote.
Here.
Sengstack.
Here.
Vitale.
Here.
Weigel.
Here.
Chaplesky.
Here.
9 present, 1 excused.
We have a quorum. We will start with the Administration and Finance Committee.
Devine.
Alderman Sengstack.
Calling everyone's attention to the agenda this evening, we have items 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, and then our city attorney's claim report 20 through 22. As to ordinances on those items, the position is to pass all resolutions to adopt and communications to approve and place on file, signed by all 5 members in attendance at the meeting. Mayor Devine, I so move.
Second.
We have a motion with a second by Alderman Vitale. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Lysick.
Aye.
Me.
Aye.
Probst.
Aye.
Reinke.
Aye.
Rote.
Aye.
Sengstack.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Chaplesky.
Aye.
9 in favor, none opposed.
Reporting out as a separate item is number 17, which is the communication from our city administrative officer recommending modification to policy number 1454, work hours and schedules, and policy number 1424, premium pay regarding incentive pay for refuse pickup on Saturdays and Sundays. Mayor Devine, the vote in committee at recess was 4-1. Alderman May casting the dissenting vote, but the position of the majority was to approve and place on file. With that, Mayor Devine, I so move.
Second.
There's a motion with a second by Alderman Lysick. Is there any discussion?
Mayor Devine.
Alderman Chaplesky?
I still haven't changed my opinion from the committee meeting. I think incentive pay is obsolete. It may have been needed 30 years ago, but it's something with what's going on throughout the entire country and the entire world, matter of fact. You know, we need to rein in and get every dollar we can. I believe incentive pay for these people, which, by the way, is only 16 people of our 500 some that we have employed. You know, if you think about it, they approximately make $22 an hour. Time and a half for Saturday would be $33 an hour. If they work 6 hours and get paid 38, but if they work just 6 hours, technically we're paying $44 an hour. Now, if they finish it in 4 hours, then we're paying $66 an hour. Now, you have people in this city, I don't know if the rest of you know this, but there's people that would love to get a job making $10 an hour. And these are the people that are going to be paying for these wages. Incentive should be that you got a good job with good benefits and it's secure. I mean, for us to vote in favor of giving this kind of money to when we have people that are fighting to stay in their houses, I think is just absolutely ridiculous. And I think I would hope that some people rethink their votes, because I can't think of a reason why we should give this. Now, I heard the reason fair. I hear that all the time. Well, it's what's fair. Well, fair to who? You know, the taxpayers have to pay this. It's fair to 16 people. That's all. 16 people that work here in the yard. And I mean, I just think that for us, I mean, if you think about it, in that same meeting, we had our city administrative officer tell us that we're going to have to come up with, $1.6 million for the next 5 years, every year, just to meet our budget. This is just a few pennies. This doesn't mean that much, but we have to start saving pennies to make up for this money. I mean, if you look at they're speaking about Stockton, California. They're filed for bankruptcy. Did they file for bankruptcy because they gave such great service to their people that they can't afford to give that great service? No, they filed bankruptcy because you could retire at 50 years old and get 90% of your benefits. You could work there 6 months and then have health insurance for a lifetime. This is what bankrupts cities. That's why I think for us to vote in favor of this is absolutely ridiculous, and I will not be.
Mayor Devine?
Thank you, Alderman. Alderman
This,
Sangstock.
quite frankly, is a very, very easy decision to make. The only two aldermen in the council that can speak to what happened before 1980, which is the pre-incentive era, are Alderman Lysick and myself. All other members of the council right now follow that, and we're not subject to the numbers of telephone calls from constituents over the times in the hand where there's snowfalls or for whatever reason the refuse not being picked up on a given day or a given week because there was there may have to be the plowing of snow, but then they couldn't pick up the refuse, and so you have the refuse sitting out there for 2, 3, 4 days. And why isn't my garbage being picked up on Thursdays? Well, because we have holidays, and you know there's just a numbers of reasons, and that's why back in 1980, with the recommendation of staff, and at that time our Public Works Director Ray Hahn, this was novel and it's extremely workable setup for providing our taxpayers with a service. And I don't think that there's any one of 10 aldermen on this council 1 year ago that didn't have on their campaign literature continuation of services. Continuation of services, and one of the dual services that we as a community have to offer our taxpayers is the refuse pickup, the plowing of snow, the continuation of picking up refuse. When the temperatures are 90 degrees outside, they're still picking up refuse. When it's sleeting, they're out there running around. Back in 1980, we had 17 routes, and we had 51 employees that were doing the same work that we now have 6 routes, and then we have 2 routes picking up the recyclables, which back in 1980 we weren't mandated to pick up recyclables. So we have 6 regular routes and we have 2 recycling routes. We have 16 workers doing the same thing that back in 1980, until we had reductions, were being done by 51 employees. I think that's it's just a credit to staff that through the years they've been able to provide the service that our taxpayers deserve. You know, I can't recall the number that we discussed in committee, but this might be around a $1,500 decision. And if you heard the comments of our ITT staff director, and he was talking about perhaps in excess of $100,000 coming within the next couple of years for the upgrading of our IT and our computer situation. Now, where are we going to get that money from? You know, it's going to be a tough task. But I think that to call out the present scenario where we have 16 people providing a service, and there are times that because they have to plow snow on weekends and they can't get to refuse until a Saturday, but they're willing to work on Saturday, my position, there's a continuation of the existing incentive pay program where they're getting paid for the 8 hours. This to me is a very, very easy decision to make.
Mayor Devine.
Mr. Mayor? Oh.
Thank you, Alderman Sangstock. Alderman Probst.
I would like to be real clear about my decision as it applies to this particular situation. Our public service employees, any public service employees in the state of Wisconsin since the imposition of Act 10, have had a very drastic decrease in the amount of take-home pay that they get to manage their bills with. They now have to pay towards their pension and their health insurance that they did not previously have to take out of their take-home pay. That is already a big chunk of learning how to redistribute their money. Now, I'm not suggesting that this isn't part of the bigger solution that we have to get to, in which this is something that we'll have to ask back. But does this always have to happen all at one time? You know, we've asked a lot of these public service guys in this last year. Yes, we've had a reduction in staff over the years. They are doing the job that used to be done by a whole heck of a lot more guys. And they are learning how to handle their bottom lines at home as well while they still come to work and do the job. I'd also like to remind the council, we just approved some pretty hefty raises for the fire department to do the exact same job they've been doing all along for a certain amount of money. So if we're going to start to pull nickels and dimes here, there's a whole lot of examples that we can be pulling from.
Thank you, Alderman. Alderman Rote?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I like garbage pickup too, but I just don't think we need to do it on Saturday after a snowfall. And if I may point out to us, Municipal Ordinance 703, every homeowner is supposed to ensure adequate storage capacity for twice the normal collection period. So it's okay to skip a week per our ordinances.
Thank you. Thank you, Alderman.
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Vitale?
I still got my voice yet. With the early comments that I made. But, to me, at this point, it's not really an issue. We're talking about, how many times the city crew or the garbage crew, how many times they're working on weekends throughout the year. I mean, it could occur maybe once. And then again, it's up to the supervisor to determine that, if they want to schedule that Saturday. I mean, if they choose not to do it, but to me, the time and a half, it happens throughout the country, I think. If people works more than 40 hours, they do get time and a half. So we determined that instead of for them to get that double time, so we put a stop on that, for going in on Saturday. It have to be say the 8 hours. If they work, say, from 5 a.m. from 1 a.m. in the morning until 7 a.m. and then go to garbage pickup, so they're not getting the double time. So we did stop that. I believe I'm right the way we did it. So they get the time and a half. That's what they're getting. So, but the question is, to me, it's a minimal amount of dollars, because what happened maybe once a year occurs, maybe twice a year, really. To me, I mean, it is an issue in a way, but really it's not. Maybe perhaps we should look in many times, like I've been called sometime, hold the line on some of the issues, to cut certain, dollars. Maybe that's the time to do it, during the budget time, to discuss some issues. But to me, this one is really, it's not an issue really, because the cost factor is not there really. I mean, that's the way I see it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Lysick.
Aye.
May.
No.
Probst.
Aye.
Reinke.
Aye.
Rote.
No.
Sangsteck.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
No.
Chaplesky.
No.
5 in favor, 4 opposed.
Motion carries.
That's all, Mayor Devine.
Thank you, Alderman. We'll go on to the Public Works Committee.
Mayor Devine.
Alderman Weigel. Rare appearance.
To call the council's attention to items number 29, 30, 31, and 32 on tonight's agenda. In the absence of Alderman Barzak, I stood in as the Chair of Public Works. All of these items were voted on favorably by all the members of the committee present, 4-0. The resolutions to pass and the communication to be placed on file. Mr. Mayor, I move approval of these items.
Second.
There's a motion with a second by Alderman May. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Lysick.
Aye.
May.
Aye.
Probst.
Aye.
Reinke.
Aye.
Rote.
Aye.
Sangsteck.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Chaplesky.
Aye.
9 in favor, none opposed.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Safety and Development Committee, Alderman Lysick.
Mayor Devine. I refer you to items 23 through 28 and 35 and 36 on your agenda. 23 through 28 were joint referrals to Public Works and Safety and Development, various resolutions and ordinances. Those items were acted upon favorably by all members present of both committees.
And item 35 and 36, resolution on the special use permit for Jessica's Body Shop and a permit acted upon favorably by all 5 members of the committee. I move for adoption of the committee report.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Lysick.
Aye.
May.
Aye.
Probst.
Aye.
Ranky.
Aye.
Rote.
Aye.
Sangsteck.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Chapletsky.
Aye.
9 in favor, none opposed.
Motion carries.
That's all, Mayor Devine.
Thank you, Alderman Lysick. License and Health Committee, Alderman Chapletsky.
I'd like to bring everyone's attention to item 9, 38 through 48, 54 and 55 in tonight's agenda. These are voted for approval, subject to necessary requirements for just approval, or in the case of number 9 and number 55, to deny by 4 members of the committee and 1 member excused. Mayor, I'd like to move for the adoption of the committee's report.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Advisory Committee, Alderman Reinke.
Mayor Devine.
Got the endorsement, hey, come on.
I direct the council's attention to item number 56 on tonight's agenda. It's an ordinance relating to agenda items and order of business of the municipal code. It was approved as amended by 5 members of the committee. I move for approval of this ordinance, Mayor Devine.
Second.
There's a motion with a second by Alderman May. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Lysick.
Aye.
May.
Aye.
Probst.
Aye.
Ranky.
Aye.
Rote.
Aye.
Sangsteck.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Chapletsky.
Aye.
9 in favor, none opposed.
Motion carries.
That's all, Mayor Devine.
Thank you. Before we adjourn tonight, I just want to quickly, I forgot to mention this during the mayor's report, but I want to thank everybody who worked on the community dinner dance for the Settlers Weekend event through the West Allis Historical Commission. I know a lot of people in the room here were present. The event was a great success. I want to thank all the people that donated, all the people that volunteered, and all the people that attended. Are there any other matters relating to the affairs and government of the city which may be properly brought before the Common Council this evening?
Mayor Devine.
Alderman Lysick.
I move that we adjourn until our regularly scheduled meeting, April 16th at 7 p.m.
Second.
There is a motion with a second by Alderman Sangstock. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned.